Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. An atheist detective who is known to not believe in religion is assigned to investigate a terrorism case, with the main suspect being a Muslim. In a tense interrogation, the detective is actually interested in the suspect's answers and logical arguments. When the evidence shows that the suspect is innocent, he begins to realize that his search is not about a criminal case, but about the truth that changed his life forever. These are the eyes behind the shadow of the detective who hunts for Hidayah. The afternoon sky in the city center no longer looks beautiful as usual. Black smoke billows high, breaking the harmony of the orange sky. The sound of ambulances and police sirens is deafening, replacing the disappointment of birds which usually accompanies Detective Eaton in the afternoon. Walking quickly through the panicked crowd, his gaze sharp and full of alertness. He has handled various big cases before, but this explosion was different. There was no warning, no charges, just sudden destruction. Eaton looked at the condition of the explosion with full attention. The old building in the city center, usually a gathering place for residents, had turned into rubble. The smell and dust sting his nose. The forensics team is busy securing evidence, while Etan talks to the chief. It's already burned, Eaton frowned. This Arab can... What does it mean? Is this confirmed to be related to terrorists or just a random incident? One more thing, said the police chief in a heavy tone. We received a report that the main suspect was seen running away from the explosion site. Someone said he was often seen at the mosque near here. Etan. A mosque? Interesting. Long fate. He has been looking at religion for a long time, cynical about it, especially Islam, which is often associated with violence. For Ethan, religion is something that enslaves the mind. But this is his job, and he must complete it without prejudice. Eaton immediately goes to the mosque in question. The place looks peaceful, far from the impression he had imagined. Small children play in the courtyard, and some old men talk with friendly smiles. But behind the calmness, Eaton was sure there was something hidden. He walked in with firm steps. A middle-aged man greeted him in a friendly manner. Hello, can I help you? Eaton. I am here to investigate the explosion incident in the center. Our city received information that one of the people who often comes here might be involved. The man who turned out to be the imam of the mosque was silent for a moment before answering. We are willing to help you, Mr. Detective. However, I hope you don't immediately conclude something bad about us. Ignoring the comment, Eaton handed over Yusuf's photo. Do you know this person? Imam. Yes, he often comes here. Yusuf, but I don't know if he's a loyal person. You can't judge him by just looking at him. When night came, Eaton arrived at the address given by the mosque's imam. It was located in a quieter part of town, a simple apartment with faded wall paint. Dim street lights illuminated the deserted sidewalk, giving it a gloomy atmosphere. Eaton approached the main door carefully. His mind was on guard. He knocked on door number 2, and then there was a reply. Yes, Eaton. I am Detective Eaton. I need to speak to Yusuf. The door opened. Yusuf's face showed genuine surprise. Yusuf. Explosion? What does it have to do with me? I was there, but I was just a delivery person. Eaton. Can you provide evidence that you were there before the explosion? Yusuf. Yes, I can. There are surveillance cameras at the shop where I delivered the goods. You can check it out. Etan. You don't seem nervous or defensive. I trust you, but I don't believe people who don't believe. Yusuf. I am not afraid of the truth. Etan. All right, but I need more information. Etan continued to investigate. After new evidence was found, Yusuf was not the perpetrator. Another set of fingerprints was found on the second bag at the explosion site. These belonged to a man named Omar. Eaton had heard of him. Omar had ties to a small radical group, but Eaton suspected something didn't add up. Eaton. Why would Omar leave a trail? It's too reckless for someone with his experience. Yusuf's words echoed in Eaton's mind. The truth is often hidden behind our prejudices. Eaton continued to dig deeper into Omar's past and eventually discovered that Omar had left the radical group 3 years ago and had been working for a humanitarian organization. He was no longer part of the violence but was trying to stop it. Eitan, if Omar is involved, it's not to destroy, but to protect. Eitan also found new evidence that pointed to a larger agenda. The explosion was not spontaneous. It was a carefully designed plan. Later that night, Eitan decided to return to the mosque. He needed to understand more about the religious messages and their connection to the explosion. When he arrived, the imam greeted him again. Eitan, I want to understand more about Omar and the religious messages. Imam, maybe you should also open your heart. What you're looking for is not just a case, it's a deeper understanding. Eitan, I'm not looking for something spiritual. The imam invited Eitan to sit in a small room filled with Islamic literature. Eitan opened one of the books, which contained the Quranic verse that Yusuf had referred to. Whoever kills a person, not for a crime, it is as though they have killed all of humanity. Eitan. This verse speaks about the prohibition of killing without a valid reason. It's a message of peace. Eitan felt something stir inside him. His journey was no longer just about finding the perpetrator. It was about understanding something much bigger. Later, Eitan received a threatening message on his phone. You are on the wrong track. Stop, or you will regret it. Eitan knew the danger was real, but he would not back down. He had to uncover the truth, whatever the cost. The next morning, Eitan returned to the office, where new forensic evidence had been uncovered. The explosion was part of a bigger conspiracy, one that used religion as a tool for power and manipulation. Eitan was now in the midst of uncovering a plot much larger than he had anticipated. In the final confrontation, Eitan discovered that the real perpetrators were using radicalism to create fear, hiding behind the facade of religion. They were the true threat. Eitan sat with Yusuf one last time, and Yusuf's calm words pierced through Eitan's skepticism. Yusuf, Islam teaches peace, justice, and compassion. If someone uses it for violence, it's a deviation. Eitan's heart stirred. He had always seen religion as a source of conflict, but now he saw it in a different light. The truth had set him on a new path. It was no longer about the case. It was about understanding and finding peace in the midst of shadows. Eitan's journey from skepticism to enlightenment had only just begun.